everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today's video we are going to be doing my first update on my palette that I am trying to pan, my pan the palette if you will. This is month 3, it's the first quarter. I'm doing these on quarterly update basis. So let's get into it. Firstly, the sun is shining and the weather is blinding, so I apologise if the lighting in here changes a lot. It's kind of like sunny and cloudy, goes in and out of the clouds, so I apologise if anything kind of looks a little bit messy. So this is the palette. We can see it's right in the sun here. This is the Pure, not too sure how you pronounce it, Soiree Diaries palette. So this is what it is currently looking like. We've got that shadow, by the way, is the microphone, just saying. Yeah, this is where we are at right now. And yeah, let's get into the numbers. This time round, I did a much better job of putting it in my spreadsheet, and I've now done it on a monthly basis, so I now have the uses for each month. So I don't have it in one thing for the entire project, which I think is much better. So now I can like dissect and kind of see how many uses I've used in that quarter versus the previous quarters. And yeah, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you guys that in this palette so far, I've used this eyeshadow, the one that's got the pan in it. I have used this shade 32 times over the last quarter. I've used this eyeshadow basically as my base every single day I've worn makeup since I started this project. So that's where those uses have come from. I've just been using this as a base, and then the rest of the eyeshadows, I've used all of them 3 times, apart from Cosmo, which is this shade down here, which I've used 2 times. We can see when I go up close that honestly throughout the palette there's not much change. Obviously this is an old eyeshadow palette anyway, so there's already existing dips and disturbances. It wasn't brand spanking new, unlike my previous Pan That palette, which was a brand new eyeshadow palette. This is a used and abused eyeshadow palette. So the eyeshadows that I can see that have got dips in them as they are these 4 down below. They've probably got the biggest dips out of all of them, which is not a surprise, as always with most of my collection, the shimmers are usually the fastest to hit pan. Going forward, I think I'm going to stop focusing so much on this eyeshadow now and start focusing more on these eyeshadows. I'm probably going to do what I did last year, and I'm going to focus on an eyeshadow, but every time I'll then also dual it with another eyeshadow. So for example, if I work on Private Party, which is this light shade up here, which to be honest I think would be quite fast to get through, I would then use Private Party with Socialite, and then the next time I wear makeup I'll use it with Gala, next time I'll use it with Mogul, next time I'll use it with Splurge, next time I'll use it with Stunner, Snazzy, Epic, Glitzy, Twinkle, Dazzle and Cosmo, you know? So I'll always be dipping into 2 eyeshadows every single day, but I'll be focusing on 1 eyeshadow. I did that for the majority of my Pan That palette, and I think that worked out quite well because it meant I was focusing on 1 eyeshadow, but I was also still using the other eyeshadows in this palette as well. So I think that's what I'm going to do going forward. I'm going to focus more constantly on this one, because I feel like I've already hit pan on this one. I don't need to try and hit pan on it more. I just wanted to kind of see how far I could get with this one, and you know, I can see like the dip at the bottom. You can kind of see there's more of a slope going into it than there was before. So I've made some progress, but I think now it's time to focus on the other eyeshadows that I actually want to hit pan on. I'll still dip into this one here and there, but not an every single day situation, which I think will work out much better. So I think that's what I'm going to do going forward with this eyeshadow. I think I'll probably hit pan on the top row first, of course, always, because they're the lighter shades, and then I will probably then hit pan on the shimmers on the bottom, because they are the eyeshadows that I hit pan on quite fast. And then the middle shade, where it's the darker eyeshadows, I will always be slower hitting pan on them, because I don't often dip into them as heavily as I would do with the other sets. These eyeshadows, because they're darker, I tend to be a little bit lighter on, because I don't want them to look too dark and smudgy and blotchy. Also, I do tend to be a little bit careful when I pick on these ones. So yes, that is the plan. So we'll see in June, hopefully. I think it's June. Yeah, in June or July, one of those months, we will see what my progress looks like then. I hope by then I'll have made like a significant dip into Pro Party. That's the eyeshadow I'm going to work on first. I'm probably going to do it in rows like I did last time. So I'll focus on Pro Party first, and then when I hit pan on this one, I'll then focus more on Social Light, and then I'll focus more on Mogul, and so forth. That is the update on that. I'm doing the same rule I had last challenge as well, where I said that if I don't hit pan on every single eyeshadow, I'm going to give it a limit of 1,000 uses. That's how long it took me until I rolled out the NARS Skin Deep palette, which I had as my first challenge of this project, of this palette. And it took me 1,000 uses to roll it out. I didn't hit pan on every single eyeshadow. This palette's not as deep, but I'm still gonna keep that goal. So this could again be another couple of years working on this palette. I don't wear makeup every single day, so it's telling when I'm using. Okay, so I use Scala 10 times in January, 11 times in February, and 11 times in March. So that kind of tells you guys how regularly I wear makeup, 10 or 11 times a month. So as I'm not wearing makeup every single day, my progress is definitely slower. So overall, I should mention I've used my eyeshadow palette 64 times, which isn't 100 times yet, but we are getting to that. So I'm intrigued to see in the next quarter if I will be double that, if I will up my uses wearing makeup. I don't often wear makeup when I'm working, as I work from home. I don't tend to wear makeup on a daily basis anymore, but I do have a lot of things coming up in April, so I do see myself wearing makeup a little bit more. I'm also going on holiday twice kind of in April as well, so that might affect my uses too. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to take my makeup with me or if I'm going to leave it here. I'm not quite decided on what I'm going to be taking with me as well. I think I'll definitely take this with me, but all my other projects might take a little bit of a hit, because I'm not going to be taking everything that I'm working on in projects with me on holiday. So yeah, that's coming up in April. I think April's going to have a little bit more uses than I have been having this last quarter, which I think is always good. So we'll see how that goes. We've got a long weekend in April for Easter, so there we go. With that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Oh, before I go, next weekend is Easter weekend. If you guys are not aware, I am doing a monthly stream on my second channel, and Saturday next week, as far as I'm aware, I think it's Saturday next week. So on Easter Saturday, I guess you could call it, or the 30th of March. So I will be streaming again. I think I'm planning to do some Dreamlight Valley. I've managed to make it work on my computer. I don't know if I should start from the beginning, or like restart from the beginning, or continue on from where I am at, because I managed to transfer it from my DS onto my computer, so I can now continue on from where I was left at. So yeah, let me know, and I hope to see you guys there. If not, that's okay, but Either way, I'll be streaming for a couple of hours on Saturday afternoon. I will schedule it probably later on in this week so that you are aware of what time and when and where. And yeah, I'll put the channel in the description below for you guys if you are not aware of this at all. That's okay. And with that being said, I hope I'll see you guys there. I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.